Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So excited for today's video. In today's video we're going to be talking about the Love is Blind reunion. I know you guys watched it. I know you guys basked in it the same way I did. So let's chit chat. Let's spill some tea. Let's talk about the mess. All right, because there's plenty of it, definitely. I'm actually a little late to the party. I forgot the reunion was coming out this past weekend, so I ended up watching it on Sunday, and today's Monday, so a few days late, a few dollars short, but it's okay. We'll move on. It's fine. So let's dive in. Opening thoughts about the reunion. It was entertaining as fuck. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was like one of the most entertaining hours of my life, and I'm so happy that I watched it. You know what's so funny? Like the season itself, like the first 10 episodes themselves, like they were okay, I guess. Like I wouldn't say that they were as good. It was as good as season one. I think season one was kind of its own like sort of lightning in a bottle. Season two was okay. Like a lot of the same things repeated from season one. I don't think it was purposeful, but I just think like I don't know, like because clearly there were definite parallels there. Most notably being Kyle and Shayna with Jessica and whoever the Nate Jacobs of season one. There were a lot of parallels, but overall the season was kind of I'm not gonna say too much because I watched like the first episode or so of season two, and then I'm like, it's not that interesting. And then I tried to watch Love is Blind, the Japan season. Didn't like that. Like I decided, like, let me just be happy with what I got. Let me just be happy with good old fashioned American drama and like editing and stuff like that. So I went back to the American one, and it was compared to the Japanese one, it was pretty good. It was pretty entertaining. That being said, the reunion sort of made up for all of it. Like if you didn't watch the first 10 episodes, I'd watch it just to see the reunion because like chef's kiss. Like I didn't watch the season one reunion, so y'all let me know, is it always supposed to be that tense? Is it always like that tense? And like because you could cut the tension with the knife in there. Like that shit was like I was uncomfortable like from the jump, from the get-go, from like it opened up. Like people was uncomfortable. We had Shake coming out the gate saying, I wonder how this is going to be edited. We're going to get on Shake later because Shake's a pussy, but we're going to get on Shake later. But yeah, like it was tense, bro. It was tense, and we only made it out with two couples. Like I don't know. So general thoughts. First of all, let me give them the flowers out. Let me give Nick and Vanessa Lachey messy queens. I am so here for it. Like they are so messy, and the show is so messy, and the way that they're able to like sort of like maneuver it, and the way that they're sort of like able to sort of like flip the situation on people and sort of just handle the situation, it's just gold. It's just gold. My favorite scene from this entire thing was when the switch up that happened when Shane was trying to propose to Natalie and Shayna came in, and then Kyle was like, "Oh, like what was that even about? Like why did that even happen? Like why did the producer let that happen?" And Vanessa Lachey came in swift with the, you know what, Kyle? Since you wouldn't open your fucking mouth, your mouth, let's run the clip on you. Let's see what the foolishness that you've been going on. Vanessa Lachey, chef's kiss to her. And Nick Lachey, he was a little quiet, but he came in with that clap back to Shake. I'm here for it. Like, so good job, guys. Good job, host. Like, you guys. So now I'm just gonna go right into it. Like, I feel like the easiest way to sort of talk about this reunion is to just go couple by couple. I'm gonna start out with Natalie and Shane. Apparently, it's the most interesting couple to a lot of people. To me, not really. From the bat, I thought Shane was on that crack. I thought he was on that white stuff. He was on that snowflake. He was on that pill. I don't know what he was on, but like, I believe that during the show, Shane was on drugs allegedly, because the way his eyes were like, and like his shaking and his mannerisms, it just gave me drug addicts. I could be wrong, but it just gave me drug addict. So first of all, like, clapping to him, I'm happy to see that it seems like he's not doing as much drugs anymore. He seems like a little more controlled, kind of, not really. But, anyway, Natalie and Shane. What are my thoughts on Natalie and Shane? I never saw it from the beginning. This show and like these shows in general, they like to push like the white man with the blonde hair and blue eyes on it. It's like I see through it. Like I'm not into it. Like as I said before, Shane looks like a crackhead, so it's like, did I think they were gonna last? No. Did I think it was gonna be drug related? Yes. Did I think it was gonna be because of Shane's person? Let me just get into it. Shane has like some kind of personality disorder. Like they don't talk about it. Like they never really acknowledge it. But Shane, he needs validation so badly, and that's actually a huge reason that they have so many fights. Like from what we see, because apparently behind the scenes, a shit is happening. But from what we've seen, it seems like the main conflict between Natalie and Shane is Natalie calls Shane out on something. Shane gets super defensive about it, gaslights Natalie about it. Natalie feels bad. Shane walks off kind of scot free, and it's just a cycle. So maybe I don't mean that's not cute to me. Everyone else was saying that it's cute. All the couples were saying, "Oh, you know, we were looking at like we looked to you guys." I don't know. It wasn't cute to me. I didn't care for it. Natalie's a good girl. I don't think she deserves that. Honestly, I don't have too much to say about it. My biggest things are, what the fuck were they arguing about? What was that? What was that fight about? Because like, what was that fight about? I don't believe it was just Shane was a bit drunk, and I believe Shane was doing drugs. He got called out on doing drugs, and something happened. But the thing is, we don't know what happened. And what really got me was when Natalie was like, I feel so bad for Natalie and for Shane, honestly, because they both seem like they have like a lot of love for each other. Because you can see the way they look at each other, and the way they talk about each other. It seems like they have a lot of love for each other. But when Natalie was talking about basically the fight that they had, and like how Shane said that he hated her and like all that kind of stuff, and you know the things were kind of piling on Shane, and then Shane like he kind of like just snapped. He was like basically like, bitch, why don't you talk about what you did in that situation? Why are you trying to blame me for everything? Like, okay, I know I did wrong, but you had a hand in it too. And he flipped the script on her, and she started crying. She started shaking, bro. I believe that Natalie's a little afraid of Shane. I'm a little afraid of Shane. But what was that argument about? I don't like how like I said before, I have my idea of what the fight was about, and we've seen this pattern before where you know he's wrong, but then he kind of flips and he starts blaming Natalie for things, and Natalie starts apologizing for things. At a point, she's like, "Oh, I know, I probably did something that frustrated you." I'm like, girl, what could you have possibly have done for him to just outright say I hate you the night before your wedding, and just toxic. Just let me just go on and say I don't believe all of these people are so damn desperate, and they're a little bit like fucking wackos. I don't think any of them should be with each other. I don't think any of them should be dating anyone. The desperation is just too there. I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know. It's just crazy. They all have like their issues, drug related issues, allegedly drug related issues, to like just like mentally ill personality defects. It's just weird. Anyway, Natalie and Shane, like I said before, I never saw it for them. I think they could still be friends or whatever, but you know, until Shane gets his drug addiction under control. Let me stop saying that. Anyway, yeah, that's all I have for that couple. Next couple is Nick and Daniel. I'm not gonna lie to you, I wasn't rooting for them because I thought Daniel was a little on the cuckoo side. I thought she was a little cuckoo, and I also thought Nick was sort of like kind of weird, like, you know, making his own toothpaste, and I think making his own deodorant or whatever the fuck he was making, and like they would fight like cats and dogs, and Nick was always kind of just like feeding into the fights and arguments, and he always wanted to be right, and like he said, he always tried to fix stuff. I thought they wouldn't last. Did you see the way he was sweating at that wedding, bro? Like, he was sweating, bro. He was sweating because he knew this shit was going to be a wild ride. But I'm not going to lie, they won me over. Like, they honestly won me over at the reunion. Like, they were so cute together. They seemed like that they really sort of worked out the major issues of the relationship. I believe Danielle when she said that after the pressure of getting married was gone, that it became, is this recording? That it became so much easier to live together. I 1000% believe it. I believe that, you know, they are working well together, and they sort of remind me of like the Nick and Vanessa Lachey of like the couples. They just seem to have it together, and like I like how they're sort of influencing each other in a good way, and they're just cute. They're just cute. Like they're just fucking cute together. They won me over. I'm so like, they won me over more than the first couple from Love Is Blind, like the interracial couple. They won me over more than them. Nick and Daniel, they're just adorable together. I'm so sorry. And I like Nick. Nick's a cool guy. He seems like a pretty cool guy. And Danielle, without all those like kind of like personality quirks, she seems like a pretty cool girl. So, I'm here for it. Next one, Kyle and Shayna. Train fucking wreck. But I'm gonna go a little bit against the grain here. Is Shayna wrong for leading Kyle on the way she did and kind of letting him be slaughtered by her family and kind of embarrassing the way she did? Yeah. Do I believe that the reason that they're not together is because of Shayna's religion? No. Shayna loves Shane, and they've never talked about religion before from what we've seen. I don't believe Shane is a God-fearing man. So I think she was bullshitting about the religion. I think she just wasn't into Shane, just wasn't into Kyle that much, and she was kind of like too nice to say it. But she is wrong. She was wrong for what she tried to do to sabotage Natalie's and Shane's relationship. She was dead wrong for that, because I believe that she actively tried to and tries to sabotage their relationship, especially at the end when Vanessa asked them have they met since the show. And you see Shane is just embarrassed, ashamed of the situation, doesn't really want to talk about it. And then this entire time Shane is kind of given like a... her eyes were squinting this entire time, just like squinting at everyone like this, looking like she got some tea. I don't know, she was spilling some tea. Anyway, she's messy. Anyway, she was wrong. Yes, she was wrong. Do I think Kyle is an idiot? Not an idiot, but do I think he was desperate as hell and he wanted to work so bad despite Shayna's obvious misgivings? Yes. Like, I'm not going to go too hard on Kyle because, again, like, he didn't know what we knew. He didn't know about, what she was doing with Shane. He didn't know about that. But at the same time, like, I feel like he kind of should have taken a little bit more control and been like, okay, girl, like, you're clearly not cool with this. Like, let me not keep pushing because whatever's going to happen. One thing from this reunion is that I sort of sympathize with everyone a bit more now, except for a few people. But in general, I sort of sympathize with them a bit more now, hearing their perspectives. I do believe, for example, that Shane was kind of caught off guard with the switch up between Natalie and Shayna, and that's why he reacted like that. I do believe that Shayna was caught off guard by fucking Kyle's mom's engagement ring or mom's wedding ring. That was too much. I don't care anyway. That was too much. That was weird. I believe she was caught off guard by that, and she did kind of like Kyle, and it was just a lot on her mind, and like that kind of like pressured her into saying yes. So I'm not going too hard on Shayna, but it's also at the same time it's just like, girl, you could have just said no. Also, I respect Kyle when he said that, he fucked up and he should have went with Deepti. That took balls. Not a lot of people will do that. Not a lot of people will say, I fucked up and I should have went for this person sitting right there. So I respect Kyle for that. My respect for him went up a lot. And from a video I saw like on the internet floating around, I don't know if they're together or whatever, because Deepti, like she was in a video in the background with him, and she seemed kind of like she was blushing when Kyle said what he said in the reunion. I don't know, but I support that relationship. I don't really support any of them with each other because they're all kind of like little. But if we have to choose, I support them too. By the way, let me knock this out real quick. Who I think should have actually been together if they had to be together? Nick and Danielle, I'll stick with that. Fine. Kyle and Deepti, I'll do that, okay? I think Shane and Shayna could have, like, deserved each other. They could have been mutual hell for each other. I think that would have been okay. I think Sal and Ayana could have been good together. And I think Sal and Natalie could have been good together. Mallory and Jarrett kind of deserve each other because, you know what? Actually, let me get into Mallory and Sal. Are they next? They're not next, but I'll just get into them. I appreciate how they were sort of respectful towards each other the entire time. Like, they didn't really want to air dirty laundry out. Like, and usually I'd kind of like, be annoyed by that because, you're on reality TV, you should air your dirty laundry out. But at the same time, I don't really care about their couple, their relationship together. I believe that Mallory has never really shown her true self in this entire show. She just, I don't know, she just seems so reserved. She just seems like she's holding something back. Like, she's not like, I don't know. Like, I feel like we don't really. I feel like the one time that she was really genuine outside of the pause when she was talking to Jarrett, or Jarrett, whatever the fuck his name is. But other than that, I think when she's with Sal, she's just kind of fake with him. I think, like, there's something, like, maybe she wants it to work, maybe she feels guilty about something, but I think she's just holding something back, and it's kind of stopping her from being totally honest with everyone. Especially Sal. And I don't have to say it, her conversation with Jarrett was totally inappropriate, like totally inappropriate. But that's not for fucking Shake to open his mouth and keep bringing it up. Like, I'm gonna get on fucking Shake. But totally inappropriate. Like, I think that alone is grounds for, you know, them not being together, because that was totally disrespectful, that was totally inappropriate. But my thing with Mallory is that, like, she doesn't really fight back. Whereas someone would, I guess a crazier person would sort of just like kind of fight back at Sal and be like, you know, you did this, you did la 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 la. But she doesn't really do that. Like, she kind of just takes it all and she just kind of apologizes for all, which is good. I guess you should do that. But it's also like, what do you like? How do you feel about Sal? Like, all we know from Mallory is how she allegedly doesn't feel about Sal, but we don't really know how she actually feels about Sal. Like, do you like the singing? Do you think he's attractive? Did you like I don't know, Mallory. Like, Mallory, who are you? Like, who are you? And then coming to Sal, like, Sal's a nice guy. I don't like the singing. Never like the singing. I'm not into people singing randomly. I'm not into banjos, so I don't know who Sal would have ended up with that would have liked that and enjoyed that, because I don't think Mallory did. But Sal, he doesn't strike me as a bad person. Like, Mallory nor Sal strike me as bad people. Mallory's a little bit of a bad person, but not really. But Sal is like, he doesn't strike me as a bad person. He strikes me as a little two-faced. Like, he's sort of like the suave, like, nice guy on the front, but like, he's also kind of like this, like, aggressive, deceptively, like, not a pushover. I like the way he kept trying to just sort of air his grievance out towards Mallory. Like, I feel like I was unheard in a relationship. That conversation between you and Jarrett was really inappropriate. Like, I like how he didn't just back down and he wasn't such a pushover about the situation. I'm curious about what was happening with the girlfriend. Like, he insists that there was nothing going on. Shake insists that there was something going on. I don't know. But, like, again, like, I don't have much to say about these two. Like, it's just not a good couple, just not a good relationship. Like, they'll be better with other people. Mallory needs someone who can, like, sort of bring the real Mallory out of her, and Sal just, I don't know what the fuck Sal needs. Sal needs, like, Ayana or something. I don't know what he needs. Speaking of Jarrett, let's go ahead and talk about Jarrett and Ayana. I don't like that relationship, but I'm conflicted. Because Jarrett is wrong for making Ayana his second choice and, like, sort of, like, embarrassing her the way that he keeps embarrassing her. I believe that Jarrett will cheat on Ayana. I believe that he basically did when he talked to Mallory, but I believe that he will cheat on Ayana. Something about him strikes me as sort of like he will say whatever he needs to in any situation to get out of it. But I'm also kind of like, am I being too hard on him? Because he seems like not genuine. Like, he seems like he treats Ayana well in general. He seems very caring. He seems very affectionate. He seems like ready to sort of apologize and make things right. But it's just like, my thing is just like, I'd rather you not do stupid things than you be quick to apologize for stupid things. You know what I mean? It's just like, that's what I feel. I feel like he's more of a, I'd rather ask for forgiveness and permission kind of guy. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I just feel like Ayana, like, I feel like there's something there that I don't like. I don't think it's abusive. I don't think it's like whatever. But I just feel like Ayana deserves more. Like, I feel like it's risky, her relationship with Jarrett. She's such a kind person. Like, the fact that she outright said, like, I didn't blame Ayana for any of that conversation. I blame Jarrett because he's the one that owed me loyalty. Like, she has a great head on her shoulders. She's like, she deserves the world, much like Deepti. But it's just like, I don't trust Jarrett in this situation. You know what I mean? Like, tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm right. But I don't trust Jarrett. I think what he did talking to Mallory was so indicative of, like, who he is and like what kind of person like he is and like what he would do to Ayana. I think he really wanted to get Mallory. I think he was interested in like the real estate that she had. I think he wanted like a Latina girlfriend. And it's just the way he switched it up and then proposed to Ayana second, it's just like there's too much. There's too much. There's way too much. There's way too much. Like it's just too much. Ayana doesn't deserve it. Speaking of Ayana, girl, get therapy, girl. You need therapy, girl. Like you've been through too much in your life, girl. Like she said that she was re-traumatized by like watching Mallory and Jared's video together. Girl, you need therapy. Like and that's the sad thing, because it's just like she has so much trauma in her life, and that like I feel like there's like a deep sort of like insecurity there that like I feel like someone like Jared knows how to sort of like manipulate and sort of prey on. I don't know. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychologist, but it's also, I don't like it. I don't like it. You know what's so interesting about the show? I realized the couples, like, not only are the couples like not good for each other, but they're like also like actively bad for each other. Like they actively, I don't know how to say it. In all of these relationships, I felt like at one point, one was like sort of like vulnerable and the other one knew exactly how to like prey on those vulnerabilities. For example, Natalie and Shane. I feel like Natalie just wanted Shane a lot and just wanted Shane bad. And Shane knew how to sort of like manipulate Natalie into like guilting her and like sort of like feeding his ego and always needing compliments or whatever the fuck like that. I feel like with Jared and Ayana's relationship, Ayana just needs love, and Jared like is so over affectionate and so over caring to her that it's just like she'll let him get away with like anything, get away with murder. In Shake and Deepti's relationship, Deepti really wanted like to have someone like Shake, like someone who's successful and someone who like adores her. But Shake wasn't really that, and he knew how to prey on Deepti's desires and just everything. It was just bad. In conclusion, I don't like them together. Yeah. And then the last couple, Shake and Deepti, like, let me start off with talking about Shake. Shake is a horrible human being. Shake is a loser. He's insecure. He hates himself. He hates being Indian, I believe. He wants to be white. He wants to fit into with white people. He needs validation. He needs to be liked. He is a fool. He's kind of like a misogynist. Like he's fat phobic. He's just everything. Like he's everything wrong with the world. I love that the cast was just openly hostile towards Shake the entire time, because he honestly deserved it. Shake made a fool out of himself the entire reunion. Like, he kept interjecting with things that had nothing to do with him. At one point, he was talking about, I don't remember where it was, but he was talking about something, and then he was like, well, I'm just saying what everyone wants to know, what the people at home are wondering. And I swear to God, Danielle and I both in unison, like, we're like, no one is wondering that. Like, literally no one is wondering that. Like, just stop being messy, stop being annoying. Like I thought at one point Shane was gonna punch him, because at one point Shake grabbed Shane's arm to like tell him to be quiet or whatever the fuck. I thought Shane was gonna hit him and use that crackhead strength. He almost got into it with Jared at one point. He got into it with Vanessa Lachey. Vanessa dog walked his ass. Like, Vanessa wasn't here for it. Vanessa read his ass for filth. Chef's kiss to Vanessa. Like, she knew what time it was with fucking Shake. Shake was a loser. Shake is an incel. Shake's a fucking incel. He had the audacity to, like, after his exchange with Vanessa, just say, like, I think you're hot, basically, in front of fucking Vanessa's husband. Just a horrible person. Like, the way he treated Deepti, the way he kind of manipulated Deepti, the way he sort of would, in Deepti's face, like, tell her all these nice things, but then behind her back, just say the horrible things about her. Like, what's crazy is that, like, we didn't hear, we heard the watered down version of what he was saying about Deepti behind the scenes. So that's absolutely disgusting. Like, when even your mom is saying that, bro, like, you're honestly not good for this girl. Like, you know there's a problem. He drives in, like, an expensive-ass car, I think, because he needs the validation. He brags about dating white girls. Like, it's sort of like this prize. There's a fire truck in the background. Please ignore it. So, yeah, I don't believe, like, how much more can I say about this guy? He's a dipshit. But you know who's not a dipshit? Deepti. Deepti is an amazing person. I feel like she cries and throws up every single time she sees clips of what Shake has said about her and like what he has said about women, and just seeing like what he's saying right now. Like every time he talks during the reunion, she sort of just like sinks into her seat and just is like, damn, bro, like I didn't make good choosing decisions. And no, you didn't. No, you didn't. Like, there's a reason why everyone looks at Shake in disgust deeply, and you didn't choose right, girl. You didn't choose right. But good on you for basically, choosing right in the end. A lot of people said that they believe that someone had tipped her off about what Shake was saying about her, and it was true. So they did tip her off, which is so good job to the friends. Like that's why you have to have good friends around. But oh no, I feel like Deepti's a really great person. She's a great human being inside and out. Like her and Ayana and Natalie, they're just great people, and they deserve way better than the selection that they had. That's just tea on the situation, yo. I'm gonna quickly rank all of the people on Love Is Blind season 2. At the bottom goes Shake. Don't need to really say much about it. Shake goes at the bottom, like bottom of the barrel human being, goes at the bottom of the list. Not much to say. After Shake, probably Shayna. Probably Shayna goes after Shake, because she did try to sabotage Natalie and Shane's relationship so much, and just basically for feeding Kyle to the wolves and just making Kyle look like a fool, which he kind of is, but that was wrong of Shayna to do that. So we have Shake, we have Shayna, Jarrett. Jarrett goes next. Don't trust the guy. I hope I'm wrong. I hope they live happily ever after. I hope he's nothing but amazing to Ayana, but don't trust the guy. So he goes right there. Next, I'll throw in Mallory just because of that conversation, and just because it's just like I feel like there's something there. I feel like there's something behind the scenes that we're not really seeing about the relationship. And I don't really know, bro. I don't really know. So Mallory's going to go right there. Don't really want to be with Mallory. Next up, I'll put Shane. Shane, I don't think he's a bad person. I just think he needs to lay off the drugs a bit. And I think he needs to seek therapy for his ego and his, is it narcissism? I don't know. But for his ego and for his constant validation, he needs to stop gaslighting people. But the crazy thing is that he has a moral compass. He seems to know what's right from wrong, from when he apologizes for things that he does, and how he basically keeps shaking check with what he does. So he doesn't seem like a bad guy. He just seems like, I don't know, he needs therapy or something. Then I'm gonna put Kyle. Kyle's a boring person. That's just what it is. He's boring. He seems like a nice guy. He doesn't seem like, he'll cheat on you or anything crazy like that. He's just boring, which is fine. Next, I'll put Nick and Danielle at the same level. They're basically the same people. Danielle would have been much lower, but that she fixed her issues now. They seem to be okay now. They're at the same level. They just seem to be the same person at this point, which isn't bad. I feel like I can see them hosting shows together. So they're good. They're a nice solid couple. They're nice solid individuals at this point. So that's not bad. Next, I'll put Sal. Stop playing the fucking banjo randomly like that. No one likes that. That's weird, bro. That's weird. But other than that, he seems like a nice guy. He seems like he can cook. He seems romantic and stuff like that. And he's not bad looking. So there you go, Sal. You're doing good. You could find someone easily. Next, I'll throw Natalie in there. Natalie seems like a great girl. There's not one negative thing I have to say about Natalie. From here on out, I have nothing negative to say about the people going up. She seems like she has a good head on her shoulders. She seems like she's very successful, very mature, very just put together. She just needs someone like that. That's all. And last, I'm tying Ayana and Deepti together. There's no reason to put one on top of the other. They both seem like great human beings. They both seem like they'll be great partners to whoever they end up with. They both kind of drew the short end of the stick with who they got as partners. At least Deepti knew better than to marry the guy. Ayana, not so much. But then again, Jarrett isn't as bad as Shake is. So I'm not saying that. But yeah, great human beings. Both of them, Ayana and Deepti, deserve the world. So yeah, that's the end of it. This was my Love Is Blind reunion, sort of wrap up, summary, or whatever you want to call it. Let me know down below what your thoughts on about the season, about the reunion. Did you think it was better than the first season? Why or why not? Will you be watching Love Is Blind Japan? Let me know. I won't. I need drama. but that's just me. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, nighttime, whatever. I'll see you guys in the next video.